What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Grand Scheme. This is Gran here, smoking it down live on this Wednesday night. How are you guys? Q-Bug first in the chat. Good to see you. Davi Vinicius, always nice to see you in the chat as well. Hope you guys are doing well today. Check my internet connection here. Here's a shovel. Can you dig it? I can dig it, man. I can dig it. Nothing like a good dad joke to start off the live stream. Seriously thinking about switching browsers here. I don't know what is up with my Google Chrome, but it is having trouble today. Lord Hibby, what's up? How are you, man? I am going to jump over into a Valor quest and do some auto fight on the first few chapters. I'll try to figure out the browser situation here. Spec my profile, Gran new Prestige 5400, nice. Did you snag yourself a blade or a Stark Spidey? Valor quest sucking up all the energy, can't even get to other quests without spending units. Yep, I agree. I'm actually thinking about doing a legend run on Friday just so I can knock the two events out and not have to worry about balancing energy for the rest of the month. Just spend the units, get the energy refills, get it out of the way. So Disney might buy Fox. Really? I had not heard this yet. Well, that's interesting. Considering Disney owns Marvel and Fox owns the Mutants and the Fantastic Four. Wonder if that'd mean we'll finally get to see them in the MCU. Got that rank 4 Sparky, nice. Congrats, Lord Hibby. That is awesome. If I can manage to get to 15K before he disappears, I might go ahead and pop one feature crystal. I don't know that I'll be able to do that. I've got I'm quite a ways away from it, so I don't know that it's going to happen. What's up, Alex? Yeah, I don't know anything about the Disney and Fox situation. This is the first I've heard of it. So, I guess that'd be something I need to check out. If Chicken Jerky was here, he would scold me for not reading my news today. Will Fox News change? I don't know. Because then you gotta... I mean, Fox is a pretty diversified thing, right? I mean, it's not just Fox News. I mean, they've got studios and I'm sure several other branches, so If Disney's buying them, it doesn't even mean that they'd necessarily buy the entire thing. They may just be buying, like, part of it. Max, what's up, man? Thank you, sir. I'm enjoying Quake a lot. Although we tested her in Labyrinth a little bit this afternoon, and her damage in Labyrinth is not great, so she's not really an option there for me. Alright, gotta take auto fight off for these difficulties. Need Dr. Doom in this game, arguably one of the smartest, most powerful villains in Marvel. I think we'll see him eventually. Should be good for Alliance War. Yep, I think so. I was thinking about that today. I don't know if they'll want me to put her on defense for diversity and defender rating and all that, or if I'd bring her to offense. I haven't really needed another 5-star in offense, and since I'm running Suicides, I usually run 2 poison immune champs and magic, so if I needed to put her on defense, it wouldn't be terrible. Yeah, man, got Quake up there. Prestige just under 55. Just a hair under 55. None of my 455s are very high. Storm and Magic are 30, 31, 32, somewhere around there as far as the SIG level. And Quake is only 20. I've got more SIG stones, but I really don't want to put them into Quake. If I did, I mean, her prestige scales pretty nicely, so I could drive it up there if I wanted to, but I just I'm not ready to commit to that. I'd like to have a good amount of SIG stones ready for Star-Lord. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, I'll probably be taking Suicides off eventually, but right now I'm enjoying it. I'm liking running the Suicides, because I also run Ghost Rider, Hyperion, and Iceman in map 6, so it doesn't really hurt me too much, because I don't use anything but Special 3 on 2 of them, and then Ghost Rider, he can just regen all the damage that he takes. Suicide is addictive. Yeah, it is. It is a real drudgery to remove Suicides and then jump into Arena. It runs very slowly. Anybody trying to hit the milestones on this new Vanquishing Blows with the Incinerate? And if so, what's your strategy? Anybody notice this? When I intercept him and he auto blocks, I can just hit that block 3 times, and pretty consistently it'll drop the block. It'll break his block. Running Suicide's kind of a must right now for this Valor quest, hitting 4 million every 3 days. Yeah. Using Mephisto. Does Mephisto work? Does he work okay for you to do that? What just happened here? I hit replay, didn't I? Didn't need to do that. One of your Alliance officers doesn't have suicides yet. I mean, I get it's not for everybody. Some people just don't care for it. But, yeah, I mean, if you're going to spend a lot of time in an arena, man, suicides are great. And it doesn't... I figured out if I just change the offensive tree to take suicides off and move those down to the assassin tree, because I'm not running any of the assassin tree right now. But it takes me about 95 units to switch them, which isn't terrible. Chappie, what's up? Good to see you again. Yeah, the screen is frozen. I'm surprised I just saw that. It's my air server. I guess I better reset that. Alright, that should fix the problem. Yeah, I mean, as far as like the incinerate, I mean, you almost have to use Hyperion and then just hope he doesn't kill everybody before you can get the incineration off. We'll spend money for the first time. I bet this upcoming Cyber Monday, MCSC, if they have a juicy deal with Shards Units, Awakening Gem, probably drop 50, 100 for the first and only time. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I really am not in a position to be spending that kind of money. But if they offer an Awakening Gem that I can drop on Star-Lord, I'm going to figure out a way to make that happen. I mean, I know we're most likely going to get one from 5.4, but honestly, I'd rather have him at rank 4, 4, 5, 4 point, or rank 4, 4, 4.4, or 5.4. That's hard to say. Rank 4, 4. 4.5, 5.4. Can't even say it right. Somebody else say it. You know what I'm trying to say. Mephisto's SP1. And he's not as strong as Hyperion, so you might have a better shot at actually making it there. What's up, High Speed? And Quick Shot in the house. T2As would be nice. Yeah, I need one more. I'll need one more before I can rank Star-Lord up when I awaken him, but that shouldn't take too terribly long to get with the Map 6 crystals and Glory and Valor. Should have a decent amount. Actually, so I was in Florida a couple of weeks ago, and I formed one. I opened those 201 Map 6 crystals. I formed one from shards and made almost a half of a T2A, and since then I've formed the rest of that half, so it was about, what, 3 weeks to make a half of one? Make a GoFundMe account for MCOC? That'd be great. Wonder how much I can make off of that. Afraid of the offer Cyber Monday. I'm spending on completing Labyrinth at the moment. Don't want to buy an offer. Yeah, man. It's awesome that you're doing Labyrinth. How many more paths you got, Max? What's up, B-Manny? All units blown on GM Crystal. I know the feeling, man. I did one. I did open one last night. Got a 4-star. And I got the GM today from the login because I'm a day behind everybody for God knows why. I have no idea. And got a 4-star out of that one too. Who did I get there? I don't even remember who I got. Need a gem for Blade. Congrats on Blade, Devious Assassin. That's awesome. Actually, hard call, Awakening Gem or 2T-Way. Hopefully not both. They'll drain me. Yeah. At this point, I think I would go for the Awakening Gem. Laura Grant, welcome to the stream. It's really cool to see you active in the chats now. Time change and schedule change and all that, treating you well? Q-Bug says, if there is a class-specific awakening gem, I'll buy it and get a second job to make up the money. Yeah, somebody was talking earlier about driving an Uber. Maybe I'll have to do that for a couple of weeks. Pay off my debt to my wife for dropping the money on the game. All 3 stars out of 10. Yeah, that's usually my luck. I've been lucky. The last 3 that I've opened, I got a 5-star, Sim Spidey, a 4-star, 2 4-stars, and I can't remember who the 4 stars were. Oh, one of them was Electra, and for the life of me, I cannot remember the other one. New Vanquishing Blows quest: kill an enemy running suicides with recoil. Yes, that would be awesome. Should be able to get that in the arena pretty well. 5 paths left. I think I may hit that easy path with X23 Spider-Man this weekend. You got an Archangel for that? No more million hours a week. I know how that goes. I used to be in restaurant management, and we were required 55 minimum, 5.5 days, 5 10-hour shifts, and then a 5-hour shift. But there's no way you could ever work a 5-hour shift. It was always at least 5 10-hour or 6 10-hour shifts, and not uncommon to work 80 to 90 hours a week. No more Joyzy rent. Yeah, Devious Assassin, I've been looking for that. The damage over time that's not the 2 hardest actually to manage to kill somebody with. No Jersey Boss is taking advantage of employees. That is nice. I've never made it out to Seattle. Someday I'll make it up to Washington. I've only been on the West Coast one time. Went out to San Francisco for a few days about 11 years ago or so, but spent a lot of time northeast and now down in Florida quite a bit. But west side of the country, haven't had too much of an opportunity to be out there. Rank 5, ready to go. Very good. Dr. PM, hello, good to see you. Really beautiful out there. Yeah, I know my sister and my brother-in-law, I don't know that they're doing it anymore, but they used to go out to Seattle and to northern part of Oregon quite frequently for vacation. And so they used to share all their pictures and all that, so I've heard a lot of stories. And I hear they got good coffee, which I'm really into. Sounds like a great thing. I'm not talking about Starbucks. Speaking of coffee, so I got to tell you this story. Somebody in the other chat, and I was in Vex's chat a bit ago, and they were giving me a hard time for my sense of humor tonight, comments I was making, asking me what I was drinking. I'm like, actually, I'm not drinking anything. So I've got a lot of books. I've shown you the guy this before. I just redid my office, put new carpet in here. Actually was able to move a lot of my library in here, so just all my books back here behind the green screen. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And I saw this thing years ago that one good way to help preserve like the moisture, or preserve the books and eliminate some moisture in the air, also a very good air freshener, is to get urns. I've got 3 or 4 urns sitting around here. I bought these years ago. You get some urns and you sit them around and you fill them. You put coffee beans in there. So this has got some fresh coffee beans in these urns sitting around. And somebody gave me this coffee. It's like a private label, something or other. About 6 months ago, they gave me 2 different bags, and I've been drinking one of the bags, and it's like, it's okay coffee. So I decided I'd just use this other bag and put them in these urns, and I open it up, and it's really strong. I mean, it smells amazing. I actually went and brewed a cup of it, and I'm like, man, I should have used the other stuff that I didn't really care for these urns. But so like my office is just like flooded with coffee smell. I think I'm getting like a caffeine rush through smelling coffee beans. My wife will probably never set foot in my office again because she doesn't like coffee. Incinerate, incinerate, incinerate! Oh, stink, look at this. It's not going to kill him. Willpower. Incinerate's 3 less than the willpower. That stinks. Vex is a kid, he doesn't know humor. I like Vex, he's a good guy. I like watching him. Yeah, it's very aromatic. I didn't expect these coffee beans to be quite so strong. Hot boxing with coffee? Yeah, try it. Plus, then, you know, if you get the urge, you can just reach over and pop a few coffee beans in your mouth, chew on the coffee beans. Good stuff. Yeah, Vex is doing Labyrinth tomorrow. 4-star Star-Lord and Archangel, yeah. And then he said, yeah, I think he's just bringing Mags, Cyclops, and Wolvie for his support team. See the game there, quick shot. Drink whiskey every night except when you go running. This is thing is I haven't been running in years. I like whiskey, but I have to be careful. I like drinking a little too much, so I restrict myself on how much and when. Love whiskey. So many kinds of whiskey, though. Capitan Ricky. Drunk streams combine the things you like. New mission, number 1, to turn me blue. Number 2, to get Legacy 69 to grow a beard. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to respond to that, iMac. It might be a while. Might be a while for either of those things. Like my light beers. Light beers? You mean flavored water? Beer to C69 fund? Gotta teach the guy to shave first. Rub blueberries on your face. It's not a bad idea. Did you you've watched Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, right? You have a beard? Well, how are you going to turn yourself blue? He's saying, rub blueberries all over yourself. Drink colloidal silver for a few decades. Is that how long it's going to take? There we go. Can you do colloidal oatmeal? Will that do the same thing? Hold your breath. Yeah, take a deep breath and hold it. You'll turn all kinds of shades of blue and purple before you pass out. Yeah, Legacy. I was talking about Legacy. Crazy thing though, can't grow a beard yet, but in a couple years' time, he'll probably be, you know, full bearded burly guy. Never understood that. I was shaving when I was 14, and in my, you know, at 41, still can't grow a full beard. I knew guys that didn't touch a razor until they were 21 years old, and 3 years later, they, you know, I see them and they got these big, you know, big full beards. Like, that's just not right. Do the 300 unit GM crystals drop tomorrow? They should, yeah, with the new Thor. One thing about me, Laura, is I don't remember what I said 2 minutes ago, so I'm not quite sure what I read your mind about. I'll have to go back and see what we were talking about. Just hold your breath. Okay, yep. About hold your breath. Gotcha. Adam Wildy, man. You know what? All these Labyrinth runs going on. I went back and watched a little bit of my run, that atrocity that was Labyrinth with Storm, and I saw your name in the chat, and I thought, where in the heck has Adam Wildy been? I haven't seen him in forever. And here you are. So it's great to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. Still can't grow a beard? Yeah, I've given up. I mean, it's just scraggly. It is what it is. Content with a huge mustache? I'd love to have a huge mustache. I've grown it out a few times until my wife threatens like physical harm, and then I've got to shave it off. No, iMac, you didn't get my joke, so I'm not going to do it. Laura having a hard time growing a beard too. 31 years old and nothing is coming in at all. Yeah, it's rough. It is rough. What's up, Monkey Flower? Kingston, what's up? '86er fan. What is '86er? I feel like I should know that. No, because I'm thinking the '76ers basketball, 49ers football. Is this a sports team? Took a break from the game for a few months and the accompanying streams in that to get back on top of all the uni work. Back in action now, hoping to turn the streams again. All right. Well, it is definitely good to see you back, Adam. And man, I understand the need to take a break sometimes. This game can definitely get in the way of other priorities. What am I talking about? Other priorities? Need to work on your cunning linguistic skills. Opens up the vocabulary. I'm telling you, become a linguist like myself and life just begins to blossom all over the place. Laura's become an active MCOC wife like Kristen Line. If only I could get my wife to play the game. Yeah, my wife, birth year. Ah, gotcha. 86. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, my wife will never play the game, and she's never seen a stream. Probably will never watch a stream. What's up, Killa? Since when did you get Quake? I've had her about a month or so. I just ranked her up yesterday. I've been waiting to get 7 Tier 4 Basic because I still want to be in a position to rank Star-Lord when I get him, or very close to being able to rank him. Not when I get him, when I'm able to awaken him. So once I hit the 7 Tier 4 Basics, I also had a whole ton of Science ISO expiring, so I pulled the trigger. Laura Grant is OP. Yeah, I know there's talk in the Alliance of booting Brian so that we can recruit her, so... I love you too, iMac. Thanks. You get me right in the feels, man. Right in the feels. The world was going to end at 1999. Y2K, buddy. Y2K. 89 babies. Such youngsters. I gotta actually pay attention to what I'm doing here versus Nightcrawler. Six and the world still hasn't ended. 1999, how old was I? 23, 1999. Man, you guys are making me feel old. I was alive for a few days before Bill Clinton was elected. Monkey Flower, happy birthday. Awesome. I hope that you have had an amazing day. I hope you got something nice. As a matter of fact, let's all sing happy birthday to Monkey Flower. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Monkey Flower. Happy birthday to you. Where else are you going to get a happy birthday? Live on an MCO YouTube stream. Rank 5x23. Yes, why not? It's not a bad rank up. Can't call yourself 90s babies anymore. The last of the 99ers are turning 18 this year. Time's up. Adult time. Yep. The invention of remote control should have stopped people from having babies and stopped the newborns. What? iMac, yeah, 76. That's my year. Yeah, Monkey Flower, born in 68. I know. I knew you were a bit. You told us that some time ago, a few weeks ago, that you were a few years older than me. The kid you babysat is graduating college. Just wait till. Well, I was gonna say wait till your kids graduate college, but you guys don't have any kids yet. We've got. My oldest one is going to be 21 in 7 months, and then freshman in college on the next one. And my third has got a year and a half left to high school. Thought it was January, but it's the 1-year anniversary of our Lord and Savior President Trump. What? What? Killa 1981 is the best. I don't know, man. My wife was born in '79, and she's like towards the end. She just had a birthday, and so I told her she was lucky because, you know, 2 months later, and I couldn't have married her. Can't marry somebody who was born in an entirely separate decade. Adam 21, still the youngest in my alliance. A fair few years. Yeah, that's crazy. My wife, she's made comments in the past about playing this game, and I've had to tell her, you know, I'm one of the older ones playing the game, but most of the people I play with are late 20s, mid 30s, you know, because she's thinking I'm playing with teenage boys or something, which, you know, I haven't told her about Legacy, but don't tell her. Kids are expensive and sticky. Oh, you have no idea, man. They're sticky in all kinds of weird places. Karthik DK, what is up? Good to see you here. King Charles, the kind of dog there. That's a very cute dog. I wish I could have a dog that I could get along with, one that didn't pee on my floor. Paul Russ, 74. He's got me beat too. I respect you, man, because I have to respect my elders. Used to have a 17-year-old in our alliance. I think we have one teenager. Yeah, my previous alliance, they would not allow anybody under 18 in, which part of me I understand because I know some of the things that got posted in the alliance, but on the other hand, what are you gonna do? Laura is your baby girl. No change in diapers with her, hopefully. No need for kids anymore that we have remote control to change the TV channels. Yeah. Yeah, but you know, who's gonna go and refill your water or your, you know, whatever it is you're drinking, your beverage? Run down the street and grab the mail. All kinds of things they're good for. Power went out earlier and now your RGB lighting works all of a sudden now? You got a fuse issue, something going on there? Haitian Refugee, that's another name I haven't seen in the chat in a while. How are you, buddy? Oh, it's now Nerf Brian Grant NLMAC. Congratulations, iMac. You've made it onto the Haitian hashtag. My last alliance, we found out one of our members was a 13-year-old girl. That didn't work out so well. It's great she was playing, but the language in our chat and colorful at times. But yeah, I mean, that was it. It was the language and the stuff in the chat, but also just the language that they used. So we did have one person, like in my first alliance, that was added. And it was like 12 years old, and like, I love kids, but I'm not going to put up with the 12-year-old gibberish in the chat all the time. Please get him out of here. He resisted me. All you need is a nice power surge to get things going. Cash me out. Ugh. I thought that had died, man. I thought that was gone. Cash me outside. Okay, I said it wrong. I'm just ashamed that I'm even trying to pronounce it correctly, man. She lives like 5 minutes from you. I'd move, iMac. I think you might be right there, Haitian. Shops at the same time. Does she shop? Well, I guess that's she wasn't like shoplifting or anything, right? Maybe. I don't. Never mind. I don't even want to know. I was trying to think of what the deal was there that I had heard, but it's like I don't even care. That kind of. Yeah. Like, sorry, my teenage daughter would not behave like that. I mean, not that she wouldn't want to, but she will not behave like that, if you know what I mean. As much as that behavior upsets me, I mean, there's a matter of discipline and parenting. Something's going on there that is lacking. She brings bodyguards to target, but she probably needs it. Didn't her mom get banned from an airline for beating a passenger? I have no idea. What's even more scary is the fact that she's rich. Yes, exactly. You know, whatever. She'll be rich for a little while. She's not going to be able to sustain that. There's, you know, people get rich off of stuff like that, then the money stops coming in, and then the money disappears, and then you're back to where you started. Bodyguards are there to protect her from herself. Bye-bye. Did they get rid of the Avengers Tower? No, it's still there. At least on this final loading screen it was. Blame Jersey Shore and the Kardashians. I'm going to try not to get into like broader cultural commentary here, but yeah, that's, I would say that's part of it. I mean, that's the overall, it's an overall cultural idea that accepts that kind of behavior and actually promotes that kind of behavior. But who am I? Well, it was really rainy. Let me go back. I'm gonna look at the replay. I know that most of these screens, they have like a lot of rain on them. Yeah, it's still back there. It's just hard to see because of the rain. All right, what do we got? I'm gonna hit my 5 stars, and then we'll do the 3 stars. I'm loving having 3 ranked 4s. Put up some serious points. Usually about 90,000 per round. dumbing down of society started when Twitter was invented. I think it happened before that, but I get where you're going with it. Cousin's husband was the one who arrested Snooky on the beach, booked her in the police station. There's a claim to fame. And the Kardashians' bodyguard. Cousin's husband. Bye-bye. Man, I love Quake. She wrecks magic. Those tests with Storm, you think you did? Do you think she is a worse option for Easy Path than 4-star Star-Lord still? I don't think so. No. Well, yeah, probably she's a worse option. See, I tested both of them. And I think I mean, just when I got I just tested Red Hulk, so I didn't get past Red Hulk with either one of them. And so I was either going to do the 4-star Star-Lord or Storm, and it was a balance of, do I make it to the second enraged timer and die with Star-Lord, or do I go for the really long fight, do as much damage as I can, you know, with Storm. And I felt like I was getting about the same amount of damage out of both of them, but I'm more comfortable fighting with Star-Lord, so for me I think it would have probably been better if I had gone in with Star-Lord instead of Storm. I really don't think I saved anything by using Storm. Probably spent more than I would have. Because it's not like I was soloing anything with Storm. Want to see a new series on the Grand Scheme channel called The Broader Social Commentary Minutes. That would do wonders for the channel, I'm sure. Blaze Raging, welcome. Back into Marvel Contest of Champions now, back on the grind. Welcome back to the grind. Welcome back to the addiction, my friend. David Berkowitz is a college jail guard for 12 years. Oh, your college professor was David Berkowitz's jail guard for 12 hours a day. Thought you were saying that your college professor was David Berkowitz. $100 gaming chair. There you go. Probably going to be less than that come Cyber Monday. Yeah, I ranked her after 12.0, but I have heard that she was much better before, and I wish I had experienced her before 12.0, but or maybe not. Maybe it's better not knowing how good she was. Lou Ferrigno was a local sheriff there. Nothing like college parties getting broken up by the Hulk. That'd have been cool. Was that when was that? He's getting up there in age. He's gotta be in his 70s, right? My wife were just talking about that tonight, about Sylvester Stallone and Schwarzenegger. She was asking how old they were. I'm like, they're probably about 70 or so. Stallone's 71, I think Schwarzenegger's like 72. So Ferrigno's got to be up there too. How many millennials don't know who Berkowitz is? So yeah, we were in who was it? Dave's stream this morning, finished up Labyrinth, and Norman didn't know who Jerry Lewis was. Had to Google Jerry Lewis. I'm like, what is this world coming from or coming to? Storm on a crit rate and crit damage team does wonders. She did not for me, Lord Hibby. She I mean, because that's the team I ran, and her crit on her L2 was very unreliable. I mean, she could get up near 50,000 if she did crit, but it was only like 1 out of every 5 L2s. To 2013. Oh, so that wasn't too long ago. Very cool. Oh, no doubt, Haitian. No doubt. I guess he didn't know what the Nuremberg trials were an hour ago. Goodness. What are they teaching in school? Goodness gracious. Sonal Kumar, welcome back. Oh, failure of Canadian education system. Well, I wonder how many students in America would know. I should ask my daughter tomorrow if she knows what the Nuremberg trials are. New math, Common Core math. Definitely taught it in high school to me. Yeah. Honestly, I should know. I probably should know more of the subjects that my kids are learning, but I don't do a very good job of asking them about it. Easiest way to repeat mistakes is not teach lessons from the past. Yep. Those who forget the past are doomed to repeat it. Went for 5 stars. Sparky today, missed him but pulled an Ultron. PP97 250. Congrats. That is awkward saying your name, but congratulations on Ultron. That is a very nice consolation prize. Not bad at all. Name rhymes with Nuremberg, Germany. That's why I brought it up. He couldn't even say Nuremberg. Yeah. I was thinking about that recently. He was born in '68, so World War II ended just 23 years before I was born. Recent history for me when I was in school. But yeah, if you think about it, you know, back then it was like, that's a long time ago. I mean, 76, that was, you know, just over 30 years before me. And, you know, that seemed like ancient history at the time when I was learning it. But now, you think 30 years ago, yeah, not too long ago. 30 years ago, I could, you know, I've got vivid memories of 30 years ago. Tried to help my niece with her math homework and it was all wrong, even the answers were correct. Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand it. Like, who is making that? Is it mathematicians who are making this? Are they teaching that kind of math in universities, or where's it coming from? Hope we get to the day when people forget the horrors of World War II. That's what history is for, to teach us what happened and not to repeat it. Are you saying you hope that we are able to forget it, or you hope we don't get to the day that we can forget it? What's up, Imperious One? math. Cameron, he's the mathematician. WTF is new math. I teach at a college nearby part-time, and some of the freshmen sometimes bring it up. Yeah, they're talking about Common Core. Could explain the math stuff. It's actually a good way to teach it, but trying to explain that in the chat here would be a bit difficult. Yeah, my sister used to teach, and she's defended it and tried to explain it to me before too, but I think it's just, I mean, when you're learning it for the first time in the new way, I mean, if it makes sense and it works, numbers are numbers at the end of the day. But for someone like myself who learned how to do math by putting, you know, who learn how to multiply by putting one number on top of another number and then, you know, multiplying by digits, it's difficult to switch gears and learn to do an old trick in an entirely new way. Hope we never forget history. There you go. You forgot the never in your first one, so I was a little confused. What's up, Hector? Yeah, Cameron is a professor, father, engineer, full-time MCOC player, and semi-professional Labyrinth commentator. History also helps teach us empathy. That's a good point. Loki's about ready to get wrecked. There we go. But history as we know it is not always what truly happened, no? Well, Q-Bug, it's, the argument is that any history book you read is an interpretation of history, okay? History is always written by the winners. Yes and no. Yes and no. I do believe that there is such a thing as objective history writing, but you have to qualify it as the materials that are being used to write history still have to be interpreted by the people writing history. We don't have all the facts. We weren't there. We don't have all the details. We only have the details that have been recorded and handed down in one way or another through you know, what's been written, through archaeology, through a various number of means, and all of those things have to be brought together and interpreted in light of one another. Now, when you're talking about historiography, which is the clearly biased writing of history, then yes, history is written by the winners, sometimes written by the losers as a kind of a polemic, but I don't buy into the opinion that all history is written by the winners. Used to be terrible at maths. When I was a kid, I was taught how to follow steps I didn't understand. Then my father explained why those steps worked, and ever since I've been able to, a bit of a maths whiz. Yeah, it's funny how the human brain works, though. It's like sometimes you see something many, many times, and then it's just like one simple change in perception or in orientation, and it's just, you know, something clicks, and you get it all. Long-term historians usually discover the truth. Yeah. Common Core doesn't specify how it's taught, and what people are upset about with math is how it's being taught. Okay. So Common Core is... Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm no expert on that, so I can't really comment too much on it. I know what I've seen, but I've not spent the time researching it. I just know that the examples that I've seen don't seem any easier to me than what I've learned, but nice use of the word polemic. That's a good word. Matrix and matrices, those are good words too. Getting all this intellectual stimulation going on up in here today. Telling you, Spider-Gwen. Maybe I should have taken her to rank 4 instead of Quake. MCOC kills brain cells. I have a feeling that you might be right on that. It's definitely more difficult to read Immanuel Kant after, you know, 4 hours of grinding MCOC Arena than before. We play MCOC, but we all have brains. That's why we have MCOC, so we don't use the brain. I'm glad I could stimulate you intellectually, Cameron. Next time on the Grand Scheme, geopolitics and climate change. Let's talk philosophy. Let's talk Immanuel Kant's moral ethics and categorical imperatives. MCOC might actually help brain function. It might. It might. There's a small, very small possibility out there somewhere, but making tons of quick decisions. Impossible before and after. Nonsense, Cameron. Nonsense. Let's talk philosophy. Let's talk about the Kant way of looking at the reality and what's true. Alright, you start. I want to argue the emotional, cumbersome humanity created in the idea of religion. You've got a soapbox, don't you, iMac? Emotional, cumbersome humanity. I mean, it might be emotionally cumbersome for you, but I don't know that you can apply that to humanity as a whole. Philosophy gets depressing. That's why so many philosophers were depressed. I can debate and think myself into depression with philosophy. Yeah, I mean, I think that's not necessarily just philosophy. I think it's the type of temperament that is typical of a person who enjoys thinking deeply about philosophical subjects. Very introspective people. And when you spend a lot of your time being very introspective inside your own head and limited conversation, limited interaction with other people. It is human nature to become depressed or melancholy, as the old term is. Wasn't it Kant who coined the term the transcendental leap? What do you think of that logic? The transcendental leap. That sounds more like Soren Kierkegaard, actually. Crusades, terrorism, racism, bigotry, all based in religion. But again, I disagree. I disagree. Those things are not indicative of religion. Those things are indicative of human nature. Because I can point to you the same exact things that happen amongst people groups who profess no religion at all. So the fact that those things, those atrocities, yes, I will call them atrocities, have been enacted in the name of religion does not mean that those are simply religious-based behaviors or atrocities. Association does not mean causality, sir. And that is not an argument for or against religion. Okay, just make that a point. Not for or against religion. That is an argument that is there. There's a fallacy in your statement there that it's a human issue and not a religious issue. Just realize that this is a terrible way to discuss philosophy. By that I mean texting through thought out righteously. Yeah. It's difficult to discuss philosophy in this kind of context, but we're trying. 90% of wars are based on religion. No, they're not. They're based on ideology. Ideology and greed. Introspection is fun until you find yourself in the middle of a hot existential crisis while eating McDonald's at 3 a.m. Just saying. That's the truest thing that I've seen tonight, Adam Wildy. The truest thing. Hey, don't worry, Q-Bug. You're welcome in the conversation. You don't need to bow out. Illuminati confirmed. There you go, high speed. If your toe breaks, your entire body feels the pain. You can't cut it off and claim it never existed. If a group or sect does something in the name of a cause, that cause needs to own it and fix it. No, you're arguing that's not true. Just because someone claims a cause does not give them rightful authority over the whole of that cause. Just because someone perverts an ideology does not mean that the ideology itself is perverted. We can carry this conversation on later, but we can punch holes all through that, man. Many wars are fought over women. Yeah. It's the time I usually turn off my brain, but this is interesting. What's up, Mo Battle Chips? Wars and fights existed before did religion. Yeah, it's a human thing. Like I said, it's a human nature thing. Chevalio Calixto, 2.5 million, King Groot. I think so. I can't remember what he went for the first time, but I think so. Crusades, the church is the one telling them to do it. Yeah, the Pope was the one to tell them to do it. Yes. You're right. And that was an ideology, and I do not deny that, but that does not, you cannot argue from part to the whole. You cannot argue these singular examples to say the whole institution is foul, especially when shortly after that time you have a whole group of people committed to reformation of the institution that within the institution themselves admitted that it was corrupt. So, I mean, if you got a soapbox, I mean, you're going to find fault, but you can't, I mean, let's go to basic philosophical and logical argumentation here. I mean, we could do that, but it's not this isn't the place for it. You could also say it was the state, not the body. Yes, I mean, but at the time there wasn't any distinction really between the two. I mean, the church governed the state, so to speak, and that has been a major issue in the last 500 years. A reformation that started not outside the church, but from within the church, of people who recognized that there was a problem with what was going on. But again, it's human nature. Human nature, not a religious thing. See, and the ultimate problem that I see with this iMac is that if you're going to just attribute all of those atrocities to religion, then are you claiming that once you exterminate religion, then you exterminate all those kinds of atrocities? If religion is the root of racism, bigotry, war, genocide, all those things that you mentioned, do those things disappear where religion is absent? And that's not the case. It is absolutely not the case. It is borne out by history and experience. And why is that? Again, because it is a human condition and not a religious condition. French hooking up with the Spanish women is where my last name came from. I don't know where that came from, but okay, yeah. Internet died and I came back and it looks like a juicy discussion. Love these talks. Love to talk about this stuff. Don't think YouTube chat is the place. Yeah. Anyway, hey, you know, like I said, I'm not going to be an apologist here on the channel. I'm not trying to convert anybody, but I'm also, you know, not going to be bashful about these kind of conversations. If they persist in the chat, I'm going to address it. You know, I don't deny the issues that have been brought up, but again, you got to be consistent on your reason. You can't just sit, you know, because you don't like religion, come out and start saying that religion is the cause of all evil. It's just not. It's just not true. I mean, let's have a well-informed discussion. Give me logical evaluation and give me historically accurate proofs of what you're saying. And if you can give me that, then let's have a conversation. That's fine. But iMac, yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up. And if you want to talk more, let's talk more outside of the stream. I'm sliding light humor into this conversation. That was, it made me laugh, man. Kind of threw me off. Do you think with 2.5 I won King Groot? Chavello Calixto? I think so. I already answered that. I think 2.5 will do it. But if you... Probably would be a good idea to check out MCOC Trucos on the Line app or on Facebook. And see what his cutoff was last round, and I would shoot for what that cutoff was, plus a little bit. Well, I don't know that I'm going to get all the way through my my milestones on the 3-star. I've been slacking the last couple days. I need to get more units, though. Got to get my units. Got to be able to buy some refills.
The air is tight enough to break your lungs like shards of glass. This mud and ice cracks your bones when you slip away. Gotta keep on going somehow. It's hell. The West is almost
Come on, Cap. There we go. Chappie, been gone for a few weeks, and boy, has your stream changed. Just tonight, man. IMAX started it. I blame him. He asked the instigating questions. I think I'm making a mistake going for all the Valor milestones instead of the other arena milestones. Yeah, I've given up on that. It's I'll get Valor as I get it. I'm not trying to place anything high in there. Going to come back tomorrow or next time, Gran. Take care. All right, Imperious One. Have a good night, man. Has anybody figured out what triggers bounty missions, if it's truly random or when you cross the threshold of Valor? So here's my theory. So they said that it's triggered when someone earns Valor or claims Valor. But the longer it's been since you've triggered it, the more chance you have. Or the shorter amount of time since you've triggered it, the lower that chance is. And so when one expires, if you've got, 10 people that claim Valor, but those 10 people are the last 10 people that triggered a mission, then you may not be triggering a mission. And so it's trying to, if you've got some people in your alliance that aren't playing a lot and they're not claiming Valor quite a bit, then you may go hours and hours and hours until one triggers, because it's waiting. The chances, the RNG chance of triggering for the people who are actually getting Valor it's much lower, and the people that would have a higher chance of triggering a mission aren't getting Valor at that time. And so that's my theory. That's how I think it's working, but I don't know for sure. Alright guys, we can move on, because I need to stop talking about it, and I'm seeing more untruths in the chat. It's very hard for me not to address those. Haven't triggered it yet? Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, that's just my guess, but it may be wrong. Triggered them almost every time. Yeah, we do too. There's been a few times we've had a period of several hours without one, but it generally gets started pretty quickly after one ends. Trigger 3 have 2.7 million. Nice. I've triggered 2 of them, and I think I've spent about 700,000, 600 or 700,000 Valor, but I haven't done any of the norm or the heroic or the master yet. I've only done the easy and the normal. I will say this, only iMac, they were not atheists and church haters. Freemasons, maybe some of them, but they were deists at worst. That is not the same thing as an atheist and a church hater. And many of them, even though you may have a few examples of deists, many of them were not deists. See, you got me into it again. And yes, I know what you're talking about, the Jefferson Bible. I have a copy of it on my bookshelf right there. Bought all of the T1A and T4B. Yeah, I bought one T1A and I bought the Tier 2 Alphas. Alright, we can continue this online, but I'm going to disagree with you that they absolutely hated all religion. You can't bear that out. But send it to me online if you've got proof. Then we can continue this there. You check out Washington Spies on AMC. I have not. I actually have the book. Well, no, I don't have the book. Doggone it. Thanks for reminding me about that. Funny thing, every time I go into an airport, I buy a book at the airport. Because a book at the airport is the only thing at the airport that is not marked up in the price, because the price is printed right there on the cover of the book. Everything else is exorbitant. So I always make it a habit of buying a book. And I flew several years ago. 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, and I purchased that book on Washington Spies in the airport, and I knew I wasn't going to read it right away, so I let my friend borrow it, because he wanted to read it on the plane, and let him borrow it, and he never gave it back, so I need to get that book back from him. I think the AMC thing is the same as that book. I think that's what it's based off of. Have you guys seen that meme? There's a meme with Abraham Lincoln on there, and it has this quote from Abraham Lincoln. It says, "Don't believe everything you read on the internet," from Abraham Lincoln. I really do not like the duck. I keep thinking if I use him more, I'll learn to like him, but yeah, I'm just not a fan of him. How many units with the maxed out 565 Star-Lord to pass some of the other paths at LOL when you get him? I have no idea. No idea. I would hope that you'd be able to do it in... Okay, so the only measure that I have is I know Brian Grant spent 15,000 units, but he bought that nice package of you know, all the revives and stuff. But with a 565 Star-Lord and not a 455 Gwenpool, I would think that you should be able to do it in less than that. You can make some of the people happy part of the time and part of the people happy some of the time, but you can't make all of the people happy all of the time. Abraham Lincoln and Bob Dylan. There you go. I mean, it's still going to be a challenge regardless of who you have, because you're still only going to be able to do 50,000 damage at most. So with that damage cap, it doesn't matter what rank they are. You're still going to be looking at a challenging fight. Zerov, what is up, friend? Mike Lavose. Scarlet Witch 3-star Awaken is amazing. My favorite champion right now. She's pretty good. Kind of nervous to check line chat now. Turned off my notifications, so I'm just anticipating there being a ton of messages over there. Have to get in some heavy reading at 12:30 in the morning. She was insane pre 12.0. I didn't have much time to experience her greatness before 12.0 though. Has your alliance had any problems with AW Node 24? It's on my path. It's pretty tough for me. Yes. Yes, we have. I'll tell you, for most champions, Star-Lord, just go in with Star-Lord and out-damage the regen. Otherwise, if it's like a Mephisto, you're going to have an Iceman, probably. Otherwise, you might use magic, because it's not the base regeneration that's the problem. So, like, if they put a regen champ on there, they're just going to regen like normal. I mean, it's going to be boosted a little bit, but it's still going to be based on the base health. It's that dexterity buff. It's the what's it called? When they gain power when a buff expires, or when they gain health when a buff expires. That's the regen that's just outrageous. And so if you can like power lock them with magic and do the intercept game and avoid proccing that dexterity all the time, that will help. But for the most part, I think it's you're going to need a very good heal block, maybe Yondu, or to just outpower the regeneration with Star-Lord. Buffett, yes. Not buffet, but Buffett. Alright, well, it is after 12:30 here, so I'm going to claim some milestone, just one milestone reward, and pop some crystals and call it a night. See what we got. We got a bunch of PHCs. Might as well. Yeah, I've got 71 5-star shards, 7,100 5-star shards, so I'm not even quite halfway there. I don't think there's any way I'm going to get 7,820 shards in the next 7.5 days, but we'll see. Maybe. Had to turn off dexterity a few times to get past that node, and that's one of the few nodes that caused the alliances not to 100%. Yeah, I've fought a King Groot on that node my first time fighting it, and I just used my 4-star Star-Lord. I had no problem at all. The next time I faced a Mephisto, I brought Quake in thinking she would just rinse him, but the Limber there worked against her, and so we had a backup come in with a 5-star Iceman to take him down. But yeah, it can definitely get tough. Yeah, 5-star crystal coming up soon. I'm not going to open it until after Spidey goes away, because if I do get 15,000, I think I'm going to go ahead and bite the bullet and pop a feature. Which node was in 5.2 that Magic was freaking awful in? She like regen crazy. That was both Buffet and Masochism. She had both of them. Plus she had her Limbo reversal. So she was regenning all over the place. Yeah. If you get Gwenpool, I'd take her up to rank 3. She'd be going to rank 4 eventually. But no, I don't think I would rank for her for Labyrinth. Still want Star-Lord, because regardless, there's going to be an Awakening gem coming sometime this year. Whether that's Cyber Monday or 5.4, you know, I'll wait. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Set a link. All right, thanks. Thanks, iMac. Look at all these pretty 2-stars. No, I don't want that. All right, pop 4. Ooh, a 3-star Dormammu. That's all right. Get some max sigs. That's okay. We'll take that. No worries. 7,100. We're on our way. On our way. Alright. Fight that Buffett node with Stark Enhanced Spidey. Build up to 10 poises whilst the champ has full health anyway, and then knock them down in like 25 hits. Becomes an issue when they're MD Mystic though. Nice. Really, because he doesn't have... I mean, I guess if you're trying to bait... Well, you don't really have to bait though. And he doesn't proc Dexterity for evading specials, so you could probably get around that. Did I miss anything good? Nothing at all, John Doe. It was completely boring stream tonight. Nah, iMac got things stirred up. We had a pretty lively conversation a bit ago. Yep. Alright guys, well thanks for hanging out tonight. It definitely has been a different kind of stream, an enjoyable stream nonetheless. Appreciate you hanging out with me. I'm not sure when I'll be streaming next, but you can subscribe and click that bell or follow me on Twitter for notifications when I go live. You guys have a great night. Until next time, this is Gran Kahunu, smoking it down. We'll catch you later.